Welcome to another episode of the Blood Feud Radio, brought to you by the Huge Pop Wrestling, Huge Pop Entertainment brand. It's been a while since I've done this introduction, but hey.
We got that.
Yeah, it's last week. It's been a little bit. So since last week, we've had WrestleMania. And what's interesting, I'm going to give this as a precursor to my attitude towards this. We went into WrestleMania. It didn't quite, the build wasn't quite there. We weren't really feeling like it was another WrestleMania. And then it showed why it didn't feel like much of a WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sadly enough, but we move on. We grind through this, and hopefully TKO can right the ship somehow.
I think that the problem that I have with WrestleMania as a whole is that even the matches that had a storyline or anything interesting going into the show itself didn't have a chance to breathe. Or were messed with a little bit too much. Say for maybe one or two matches, I think they were messed with a bit too much, and maybe like you had too many chefs in the kitchen. Like it could have been a lot simpler.
I agree. Unfortunately, we switched cooks halfway through the, if you will, using the cooking analogy. We switched. It feels like every other match, it just felt a little bit different. Night one was a disaster. It felt like WrestleMania 9 all over again. I hate saying that, but it's true. It was the tale of two nights of Mania, in my opinion. But we can get into the disaster that was night one here in a few minutes.
For real, let's do it. Let's do it.
So night one opened up with the Usos and LA Knight taking on the Vision and I Show Speed. That match lasted 7 minutes and 8 seconds.
Insane. Insane.
What is your positives that came out of this one? What's your main positive that came out of this match?
Honestly, I Show Speed. I think that in the short amount of time that he was given to properly train for this, combined with the short amount of time that he was given in the ring, he was definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the most interesting part of the product. You could tell that he had been focusing and practicing a specific moveset, which he pulled off fine. He was safe. He didn't look out of place. Obviously, he had people to help him through that, a couple of veterans like LA Knight and the Usos. And then at the end of the match, he performed a beautiful frog splash through the table on Logan, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, I Show Speed, without a shadow of a doubt, was the best part of this match for me.
Yeah, and me being, anyone who knows me knows I can't stand that guy, right? Like, I hate I Show Speed. I think he doesn't belong in our sphere. He belongs like you and I talking about it on his stream. He doesn't belong. And again, this was everything going into Saturday night one.
Yeah,
he changed my mind. He's entertaining. He is the guy. Now I can go, okay, you're entertaining. He's sold like a mother trucker. I think he like you said, he had a great frog splash. He showed why he was invited to come into the into the world of wrestling. Like he was, I mean, it also showed that he worked with Randy Orton to get better.
Yes, 100%.
So that's my one. That's my positive. My negative. The only true negative is we didn't let these professionals cook. 7 minutes in the ring for 5 true professionals. Not long enough to tell a story.
I totally agree on that. I don't think 7 minutes is great for anybody, let alone someone like a great tag team like the Usos, a veteran like LA Knight, a guy who's been fantastic for the past year, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory, who can go as well. But like when you look at the guys who are in this match, I mean, you look at guys like Jey Uso. This time last year, he was challenging for the world title. Now he's in the opening match for 7 minutes. Got a guy like LA Knight, who this time last year had a great WrestleMania match against Jacob Fatu for the US title, which was awesome. I really think they deserved more. Like the work that Logan Paul's done over the past year. The failed experiment, yes or no. I'll let you make your own decision. Jey Uso, I think he deserved way more than a 7-minute match, considering the amount of work that he put in last year. You got the tag champions here essentially jobbing out to someone in less than 10 minutes is crazy for a WrestleMania. A 6-man entertaining match like this defo deserves to go into the double digits at least.
Yeah, I think the 10, like, at least give them 15 minutes. Like, give them 15 solid minutes because just watching, because I went back and actually watched the opening matches of both nights with my kid again, just because it just felt rushed. It felt like a pre-show feeling to it, and I was like, let's watch it again. Maybe we can see something a little bit different. And Logan Paul he's very, very good in the ring. He's a tremendous athlete. And to not let him have his moments and to do his spots is almost, it's a shame. It truly is a shame.
Big shame. Especially if you watch him for the past couple of weeks. He's becoming a quite a decent general in the ring. He's able to keep the pace of a match. He's able to call spots. And in a WrestleMania match like this, where he's working with someone like the Usos and LA Knight, it is a shame that he wasn't able to truly open up and expand like his moveset and like show people on a big stage what he's truly made of, like he has previous years.
Yeah, absolutely. So we moved from one Fatu family, or one part of the Anawahi family, to another. We had an absolute 14 minutes of absolute chaos and absolute ass whoopings they gave each other. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, was the match of the night. Like, there's looking up and down, like, the rest of it pales in comparison to that one.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bar wasn't incredibly high, but I've got to agree. But the positive that I'll take away from this is the right person won. Jacob Fatu, without a shadow of a doubt, should have won this match and did. At the end of the day, Drew McIntyre is about to go film whatever he's filming. Jacob Fatu needed a big win to, kind of kick off his 2026. I'm expecting big things from him this year. It kind of showed exactly why he needed a big win because of what happened on Monday. And the fact that these guys were given a decent amount of time is acceptable for me. What do you think of it? Like, what's your positive?
It showed that Jacob Fatu has the ability to be a show stealer. Like, it showed his star quality. It showed him as a main eventer. With this on, if you can put, because so everyone knows in the world of wrestling that the second match on the card is usually the piss break match, right? It's go get your popcorn or whatever. Typically, match number 2 is usually your whatever match. Jacob Fatu stole the show at number 2. When you do that, you tend to start trending towards being the number 1 guy. And what a time to be alive for us as fans, because now we have Roman. We have the possibility of seeing Roman and Jacob Fatu, which we're going to see at Backlash, I believe. We have the potential of seeing Obafemi and Roman. That'd be freaking nasty. Gunther, Roman, another just absolute nasty. We are living in a time where we have an abundance of positive and great potential rivalries, and I am here for it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that the fact that Roman is going to be, we'll probably touch on this a little bit later on, but the fact that Roman's coming back as full time until at least a summer is a bit of a blessing on the roster. I think the roster is solely needing someone like Roman. I'm not saying the roster's dead without Roman, but a guy with his aura, a guy with his star power, does nothing but contribute positively to the main roster.
I don't really have a negative about this one. Other than it being at the number 2 spot, why are we putting this so early? But by me asking that, I also kind of answer it in my own thought process. It's because ESPN wanted something to draw people in, and they did a good job. That's one thing. If I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing these two guys just beat the brakes off each other, then yeah, let's do it. I'll go over and watch the rest of this. I'll watch more.
The negative that I have from this is, they were given a decent amount of time. In my personal opinion, I think they could have been given maybe 5-10 minutes more. But the main thing that I have with this was, you've got like a blood feud here, something that's been going on since at least January. Drew McIntyre was cost the world title by Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has had run into Drew McIntyre all the way since January. I think this needed a little bit more of expansion throughout the stadium. Maybe not to the level of WrestleMania 17 with going all around the arena in the golf carts, but it would have been nice to see him go into the crowd for a little bit, or like see him go backstage to the catering stand, beat the shit out of each other there. And I just thought it could have been expanded a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see that. Because an unsanctioned match is supposed to be next to a Falls Count Anywhere match, or supposed to be just an absolute haymakers everywhere. But
exactly.
Next up we have the Fatal 4-Way.
Not to be too nitpicky about that match, by the way. Sorry. If you're gonna have an unsanctioned match, can we not have the referee in full WWE clobber? Like, you maybe should have been just wearing like a t-shirt or like just pants. So, if it's unsanctioned, it really shouldn't have like an official guy in his uniform. But yeah, that's just me being nitpicky.
Well, if it's to kind of piggyback off that, the only reason that they should even be out there is if they like to count pinfalls.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason they should be out there. And like you said, like if I'm the referee or if I'm setting up the referee, I wouldn't even have the referee anywhere close to the guys. Like
Exactly.
if they're in this corner over here, I'm in the opposite like diagonal corner. I'm just waiting for them to either knock someone out or to slap on a submission hold or pin the guy. It's you know.
Exactly. Like the whole point of an unsanctioned match is like the company is washing its hands of this situation. So the referee shouldn't be wearing like sanctioned like WWE gear. Like
Yeah.
you should be in street clothes. Like he's there just to count the pinfall, you know. So yeah. Anyway.
So the Fatal 4-Way women's match. What's crazy to me about this, my positive and the negative are the same thing. The positive was we welcomed back Paige.
Yeah.
The negative is we welcomed back Paige.
Okay. I'm interested. What's the negative about that? Go
on. Because in my opinion, they welcomed back Paige. Yeah, it was great to see her. I'm glad she's back in the WWE. This is her house. Like that whole thing. I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to see what she's going to do going forward. But
yeah.
Keeping again, this is you had your nitpicky moment just a few minutes ago. This is mine. To have her team with the Bellas makes zero sense if you're keeping with WWE lore. I can care less what they did on Total Divas. You stay within the WWE universe as far as storylines and continuity within that. Paige hated the Bellas.
Yeah.
That makes zero sense to me. But don't get me wrong, I love the fact that Paige is back. She's a bad girl. She's badass. But to me, a better storyline would be her screwing over AJ Lee or Becky or something like that instead of having her team with the people she hated.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I thought. Again, my positive and negative are the same thing here.
No, I get it. I mean, my positive is the same as you. Saraya returning. It's nice to see Paige back in WWE. It's it's a home. She came back. I do have a little positive, like an extra little positive on top of this match. It has nothing to do with the match at all because that's my negative. It was terrible. It was a terrible match. But the one little positive I will have is I really, as a big fan of the early WrestleManias like you are, I am a massive fan of the whole nod to Demolition, the gear that Nia and Lash wore when they were coming out. I thought that was dope. I really did. I thought that was very, very cool. The Demolition, the masks and everything. I thought that was great. A nod to one of the best performing early tag teams in WWE history was I enjoyed that.
I was kind of hoping. Part of me was kind of hoping for the face paint. If I'm going to be completely honest, I was hoping that they'd have the face paint on.
Same.
I think that would have been pretty dope.
I would have appreciated that as well. That would have been cool. That would have been like a nice little extra addition. But I did appreciate the masks. The masks were cool. The negative was the match. The match was awful. Like it was from 8 minutes. It was rubbish. I don't even know what to say. I thought it was a terrible match. It was boring. It was literally just leading up to Paige making the tag, and then when she got in there, fair play. I will give credit to Charlotte when she went for natural selection. she pushed down on Paige's back and chest area instead of a neck. It's a nice little thing that Charlotte did there instead of focusing on the neck. I like that, just to protect Paige. We know the neck history of Paige. Like, this is something that I noticed for some reason. But in terms of the match, I mean, I would argue not even the right people won. I mean, in my opinion, I think Lyra and Bailey or Lash and Nia should have retained. But I understand why they did it. I mean, Paige returned. You know, they're going to give her the championship.
It was the Hardy Boy return feel when they came back at what, 26? 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they came back at 33 and won the ladder match. It's like, come on.
Exactly that.
Yeah, that the match itself was just a cluster. It truly was, and it was just not. I don't know. But next up we had Becky Lynch defeating AJ Lee. Obviously, we knew. I wanted more. I think that's my only negative I had. I wanted more. I feel like these women could have given us more.
For sure. Yeah.
Positive is AJ Lee was able to put Becky over. Okay. So Sean channeled his inner Bret Hart and says, I was supposed to return to WrestleMania, but they kept airing that Hulk Hogan documentary. What a joke.
Hulk Hogan can't even put me over after he died. What a joke.
I tell you what, I was supposed to get in there and beat Hogan at 9 after he beat Yoko, but he said he wasn't going to do that for me. So yeah, what a joke.
But I'm going to piggyback off your point that the positive is that Becky Lynch won. That's the only positive I have from this match. I think 100% Becky makes more sense. Becky Lynch with that IC title has done wonders for that division and for the championship itself. Negative wise, everything else. I'm not saying the match was bad. What I am saying is they were given nowhere near enough time to make it anything special or entertaining, which it definitely should be. If it's a match between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, two icons of the industry, should 100% have a lot of time at WrestleMania. Another nice little negative add-on to the top of that is, oh my god, the Wonder Years. What the fuck was that shit, dude? Like, oh my god. That entrance was dog water. Nice little Milli Vanilli impression there of like not singing live or anything. I'm gonna start calling you the fucking. I saw someone online calling the Blunder Years. I think that makes more sense because that impression of them trying to sing live was terrible.
That the theme for this, the theme of WrestleMania 42 was lip syncing.
Yeah. It was.
We'll get to that.
Pay them all that money and fly them out, and then have them lip sync. Or what is that?
Duelist puts, as I met the Duelist, friend of the show, friend in general. Tell you what, me and Drumstick Mascot was going to main event Mania, but Vince wouldn't because Dummy wasn't a Samoan.
Oh damn! Yeah. I mean that's the one that's going to hold you back, man. That's going to hold you back.
So next up we have Gunther, Seth Rollins.
Honestly, I don't have any negatives about this. No notes. I thought it was the best match of the night. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best technical match on the night. It was the best.
Seth Rollins again proving why is this generation's Mr. WrestleMania.
I think, me personally, what stole the show was what stole this match was Braun Breaker's return.
Oh God, yeah, that 75-yard dash was insane.
Actually, my only negative I had, and again nitpicky. I realize I'm gonna sound like I'm just some pompous dickhead when I say this. The second spear that coming down the ramp, the second time he ran down and he speared at ringside, like on the actual ramp, it was a complete miss. If you watch it back, it was a miss. Like, it was very visible a miss. I don't know who missed it. I don't know if Breaker just didn't want to cut his friend in half, or
I think it was that. I definitely think it was that. I mean, because like to play devil's advocate, if you're getting a guy like Braun Breaker, like 250 odd pound, a guy who can run that fast, doing a 75-yard dash at you, if he hits you full on, your ribs are broke. Your ribs are gone. Like you're not in that ring for another like 5 months. There's no way.
Who did he do that to? Was it Carlito?
Yeah, and that wasn't even a 75-yard dash.
Carlito, because that was the one where he speared him and then landed on its feet. That's still the greatest spear of all time. Like I don't care. Like there's no spear that looked that nice ever.
Exactly. And like if you're getting like a guy to run that fast and that far down the ramp, there is no way a guy that big isn't cutting you in half if he hits you flush. So I can forgive it.
So that's my only negative about that was the camera angle kind of screwed it up to where it just looked bad. I was like, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
So we can go on to the next one, and again, right person won in the Liv versus Stephanie match, but everything else was shit.
Agreed. I know Liv is getting a lot of shit for her entrance. I actually enjoyed it. And I'm also in the minority that actually quite likes her new theme song. And I think it's because I think people are missing the point with it. Like, it's supposed to be annoying. It's supposed to be like I'm doing a crap impression of Britney Spears. I feel like people are taking it a bit too seriously. Like, she's a heel. Like, it fits her personality that it's supposed to be kind of like whiny crap auto-tuney. It's Liv Morgan. Like she's a big troll. Like she's supposed to annoy you and irritate you and like.
I love the what she said at the pre-show, not the pre-show, but the kickoff show, on Friday. She says they talked about her knot on her head and her black eyes and everything, and she's like, I'm still hotter than you or whatever. And I'm like, okay.
And it's like, yeah, show me the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like show me the lie. She is hotter than you still. Yeah. Like, get over it.
And I do love and it's funny, like again, I understand why it's bad because it's gimmick. It's a gimmick thing. I understand that. Like, she's a professional wrestler. She knows she's not a professional singer. Like, yeah. And it's someone, and I can't remember, and I'm gonna get shit in the group chat later. Someone said they'd rather listen to 9 straight hours of Jillian Hall singing than Liv Morgan ever again. And I was like, that's harsh.
And
that is harsh.
Also bullshit. No way. I refuse to believe that.
I was like, that's a bit much. Yeah.
And this is a thing. I think these two could put on a fantastic match. Give them double the time. These two could put on a clinic. They clearly have chemistry. But again, as is the trend with WrestleMania Night 1, 8 minutes is not enough time to get into a match, to develop a match, to get all your shtick in and make it interesting. It just isn't. Especially
the
if you're a
Duelist owned
women's
that.
world title match, dude. It's the world title.
That was Matt the Duelist that said that. So, and Sean seconded that. Oh shit, my light just went out. Hold on.
Oh damn, Bray Wyatt.
Technical difficulties. I'm so sorry about that.
It's the Undertaker. He's like the gong went off.
I knew he was going to do that. Just 1 second. I will shut my camera off for just 1 second.
No problem. I'll carry on talking about this match while you're doing it. Yes, Stephanie McCourt, 100%. I don't mind her losing. I don't mind Liv going over in this situation. I had a feeling she was going to. I think this also develops into the whole Judgment Day scenario. It's one of those where I have a feeling Raquel's either going to win Queen of the Ring or Money in the Bank. It's going to be a storyline that goes into SummerSlam. I would quite like them to do the whole Evolution thing where, Liv's like, hey, Raquel, now that you've got like a shot at a world championship, you go to SmackDown. I'll take care of Raw. The Judgment Day runs WWE, right? And Raquel's like, no, screw you. Like, I've been second fiddle to you for like a year and a half now. I'm challenging you for that world championship. SummerSlam match, Raquel versus Liv. I'd totally be down for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that'd be dope.
I mean, shit, I'd even love to see Liv and Roxanne.
I would too, yeah.
I mean, the more I see Roxanne's derriere, I would be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, the cameraman did a great job in this match.
Her yams really showed out.
The cameraman should have got a promotion.
He is the MVP of night one.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
We're horrible people. They're absolutely horrible people. Would you just stop?
Would you stop?
So in the next match, we had this one was 22 minutes and 44 seconds long, and we were lucky to get 7 minutes of wrestling out of this.
This was awful. Everything about this was awful.
It was. The build-up was trash.
I would argue and say, and do you know what? Like, at some point, maybe even this weekend, I'm going to go back and time Pat McAfee's, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes' entrances. I genuinely think they went on for longer than every women's match on this card combined.
More than likely.
Especially Randy Orton's. Randy Orton's theme song restarted twice in his entrance.
Wow.
Twice. And that's a long song, dude. That's like a 3-minute plus song.
What I don't understand, like, we're just going to roll with it and get natural light. So now here's where it gets to me. I think with we're running into this situation, and I've been saying this for a couple of years. I think the ramp for WrestleMania is far too long. It doesn't need to have this grandiose half-mile fucking marathon of a ramp. It's not needed. It's just not. You look back at, like, well, I'll talk about this on night 2 as well. The Obafemi strut took like 10 minutes.
I was laughing my ass off at that. I do want to touch on that when we get to the match. I was laughing my ass off at that so much.
It's all right.
I was on a call and I was just...
I'm sorry, but like he's got to be kind of frustrated with that. Be like, all right, I got to do this for another like, you know, what I mean, like, because he's used to
Dude,
those short.
I was on a call with a bunch of people, and I was like, please do it all the way down the ramp. Please, please do it all the
Oh,
way
he
down the
did.
ramp. And he did. And when he got to the end of the ring, I was like, he did it all the way down. Oh, it made me
That's
laugh. I
amazing,
loved it.
though.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was great.
But again, like the one positive that came from this match was Jelly Roll's elbow. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like that's the only thing that was cool about this match, because Pat McAfee and after the whole thing, and Pat McAfee openly admitted that him and Jelly Roll had talked, and neither of them felt like they should have been in the match involved with this to begin with. And when you have people that are inside of it saying that, and they jam it down our throat, that's where it becomes a bad thing. You know what I mean?
and they're outsiders of the business, dude. Like,
Yeah,
if even they're sat there thinking, why are we here? Like, why is Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes require anything but, hey, we were in Legacy, you left the company, you're back now, potentially on my level. Why do we need more of a story than that?
yeah, we don't.
Like, it's Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Like, and what else do you want me to say?
You just need to hear, "Let's go!" Like, is that what you wanted? Like, I don't get it.
Dude, it's the equivalent of me turning around and going, I want The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And someone says, why? And I'm like, because it's The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Like, the two heads of the family from two of the most successful runs of different parts of WWE. It's the same reason why Rock versus Hogan was so good. It's the same reason why, you know, when Brett like faced Shawn Michaels, it's just because it's two cool guys fighting each other. And that's me saying that about Cody Rhodes. I don't like Cody Rhodes, but do I want it? Do I want to see him versus Randy Orton? Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Of course I do.
I mean, I'm sure you just loved. And again, I know your displeasure with Cody Rhodes. So you probably just loved the ending when, after the match, Randy just punted him into next week and broke his orbital bone. Holy shit, that was nasty.
I know. Yeah, it was dope. But in all seriousness, I hope he's okay. I don't hate him as a person. I just don't like his character. But like, I hope he's okay. But um, I think the fact that I have so many things I have a problem with this match, dude. Like, what one of them is like, then the biggest one is for me. Where did this back injury come from? And why did Randy Orton sell it so much? I mean, no offense to him, he's one of the greatest of all time. He isn't exactly the fastest wrestler of all time, yeah? Okay. This back injury that he decided to sell so much. I have never seen Randy Orton sell an injury so much than this. It halved his slow pace down to half of the slow pace. It was unbelievably. It was like watching paint dry, but like if the paint was frozen in liquid nitrogen first. It was so slow. Why was Pat McAfee RKO'd at the end of the match? It made no sense. Why was Pat McAfee even there if the whole point of it was just to throw him out at the start of the match, lengthening the match like 7-8 minutes longer than it should have been? Why was Jelly Roll there in the first place? Why did Randy Orton think that Cody Rhodes teleported behind him like he's in Star Wars after he poked him in the eye when he was stood in front of him? For some reason, that meant that Cody Rhodes was all of a sudden behind him. Oh, and by the way, about 7-6 inches smaller. oh, Charles Robinson looks like Cody Rhodes. I'll RKO him. Like, none of it made any sense. None of
No,
it. It
and
was dumb.
and when he RKO'd McAfee, that made zero sense to me. I was like, and Andrew, a 13-year-old turns to me and goes, "Dad, what the hell was that?" I'm like, I wish I had an answer for you. I don't.
If you are going to commit, and I fully agree with you and your son, if you are going to commit to a shit storyline, at least see it through. Have the balls to see it through. Don't all of a sudden at the end realize, oh, we screwed up. Let's just scrap this in the middle of the match. Like, don't do that. At least follow it through. See it till the end, and then see where all the cards land after the match. Like, it made zero sense as to why Randy Orton turned on Pat McAfee. Also, by the way, speaking of Pat McAfee, Mr. I'm Randy Orton's biggest fan. When Randy Orton RKO'd Cody Rhodes, why did Pat McAfee count the slowest count I've ever seen in my life? I don't understand that. Like he went 1, 2, kick out. Why if you're Pat McAfee wearing that referee shirt, why are you not going 1, 2, 3? It felt like Starrcade 97 all over again.
He was hurt. He just took an RKO.
It's so stupid.
It
was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
And I listened to his podcast, and it's funny to me, because he says, they asked him about, like, one of the guys on his podcast, on one of his group goes, well, what's why did you aren't you upset with Randy for doing that? He goes, well, and he picks up one of his shirts and he says, well, it's right here. It says RKO everybody. I'm everybody. I'm not safe. It's RKO everybody.
Yeah. Okay. But
okay.
Still, what are we doing here? It makes no sense.
Again, out of 22 minutes, we had maybe 10 minutes of wrestling, if that, because
it was
about 5 to 10 minutes, give or take, it took them to get Pat McAfee out of the area.
Yeah.
After he went through the table.
Yeah.
That's how we closed out night one. It was WrestleMania 9 all over again. Might as well have just had Hogan come out and, oh wait, my bad. You might as well just had a past champion come out and attack Cody and win the championship as an open challenge. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just Triple H. Just get Triple H out and challenge him for the title.
Shit, I show Speed should have ran down there and be like, I challenge you, sucker.
Yeah.
So night 2 started and immediately changed the whole atmosphere for the weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Alba Brock. You know how you said A+, great, no notes? That's how I was with this match. It was chef's kiss. Right down to the fact that Brock retired and essentially told WWE, go fuck yourself. And it's 100% okay. He can do that.
I think this was great. The one thing I'll take away from this is, and it's still, I can see it in my mind still. Dude, I always forget how strong Brock is. When Oba goes for him and Brock just picks him up and sort of does a fast run into the middle of the ring with him on his shoulders and F5s him. I was talking to a few people. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is unbelievably strong. I always forget, and I'm always surprised at how quick and agile he is with a 300-pound guy on his shoulders. He was able to pick him up out of just nowhere and just kind of jog to the front of the middle of the ring and and just spike him. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like it was unbelievable. Brock and Ober went. This is the only match all weekend that should have gone less than 10 minutes. This was given the Brock and Goldberg treatment from WrestleMania 33. That was perfect. No notes. Just like this, no notes. Like the fall from grace, beautiful from Obafemi. He has arrived. Like you had 50,000 people like getting him to strut all the way down to the ring. Just fantastic. And then he came out on Raw and he barely needed to say anything. He was just like, the ruler has arrived, and that's it. There was nothing else to say. Nothing. That's it.
Absolutely. Like one more thing that we forgot to, I guess, and I don't want to, because it just popped in my head. One thing we left off from night one was Bianca announcing that she's pregnant. Congratulations to Bianca Belair.
Yeah. Super congratulations.
I, being an asshole that I am, when she came out, when John Cena brought her out during night one, I was like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you doing this? You should be interfering in the Jade Cargill match tomorrow night instead of coming out here and talking. Like, what are you doing here? And then she announces that she's pregnant. I'm like, wow, I'm a dick. Like,
no, honestly, hey, dude, you was in wrestling mode, dude. I understand it. I get it. I saw a funny picture.
Congratulations.
I saw a funny picture of on the internet when she opened a coat. It should have had she should have had like an advertisement on her belly, like from Progressive or something. Like I was like, yeah, fair play. Can't argue with that.
I mean, everything else has a logo on it.
Exactly. But yeah, congratulations to Bianca. Going back to the whole Brock retirement thing. I have a bit of a theory about it. I do have a bit of an inkling that Gunther is going to force Paul Heyman to get Brock to come out of retirement for SummerSlam.
Okay.
I have a slight theory that Gunther is going to be like, my favor to you is to bring that son of a bitch back. He doesn't get to walk away. I'm the career killer. He's going out on his back. I'm ending the career of Brock Lesnar. Like I have a bit of a theory that's what Gunther's going to do. Also because SummerSlam's taking place in near enough to Brock's hometown. Makes sense.
I want that. I really do. I want to see that happen. I don't know. I think Brock's pretty much set on not coming back. Like it's like from what I've been reading again, I shouldn't read the dirt sheets or I shouldn't read stuff like this, but it sounds like this was Brock's decision. Like he called an audible. Like that this wasn't something that was planned to happen.
And you know what? And if that is his, I'm fine with both. If that is his decision, then fair play to him. You gotta love it. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
He came back. When he came back, he did it on his own terms, and he left on his own terms.
Yeah.
So
and if he decides to stick to that, fair play to him. I can't fault it whatsoever. Yeah. And when it comes to Brock, dude, say what you want with outside the ring. Or like, I don't want to go too much into whatever. In terms of like a professional wrestler, like what he means to me, I discovered Brock quite early. I mean, I started in 2006. Obviously, he retired 2 years earlier. One of the very first DVDs that I ever bought for pro wrestling was Brock Lesnar. The next big thing, where the cover of it is him holding the Rock in the F5 position. That was my first introduction to Brock Lesnar. And then I went back and watched all the WrestleManias that he was part of and stuff. And I was absolutely buzzing when he came back in 2012 because I was like, this is the first time I'm going to see Brock Lesnar like live. Like I'm not, like in person. I'm going to be able to experience a run of Brock, which is dope. It's cool. So he means a lot to me in terms of a pro wrestler. And it's going to be weird to never see him wrestle again if that's the case. So yeah, thank you, Brock, 100% for your work in WWE.
See,
Best combat athlete of all time.
I didn't watch his original run. Like I was kind of in the era that I was kind of in and out of wrestling, so I didn't get a chance to submerge myself into the original run of Brock Lesnar. I went back and watched a lot of it, so I am familiar with it, but as a fan, I didn't have that connection to Brock, and I watched him in the UFC when he was there. I was like, this dude's a badass. And then when his music hit again, and he came down and he just beat he came down and he beat the brakes off of Cena, wasn't it? When he came back.
Yes. It was the night after Cena lost to The Rock.
Yeah, he came out and just beat the brakes off of Cena. And I was like, okay, this dude's badass. And then when he paired up with Paul again, I was like, okay, this dude's gonna be around for a while, and I'm here for it.
But he's got to be the best combat athlete of all time. Like in wrestling and UFC, like just the combination of like the athlete that he is and he was, it's unbelievable. I don't think there'll be anyone like Brock Lesnar ever again. Once in a generation athlete.
He won championships in high school. He won championships, national championships in college. He's won multiple UFC titles and multiple WWE titles.
Yeah,
the guy's an absolute beast. There's a reason they call him the Beast Incarnate.
Yeah, dude. If aliens ever invade, that's the person we're sending up to like represent us.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll make a comment or off air because I don't want to get us canceled. But
okay.
The next up we had the ladder match. A very entertaining match. We saw quite a few Mexican destroyers. We saw an OG cutter. We saw absolute carnage everywhere, like a ladder match should.
Yes.
The second best option to win it won it, because I still feel. I mean, if Javon didn't win, which he didn't, Penta was the clear, obvious choice that he needed to win. So yeah, I thought Rey Mysterio wearing the Deadpool gear was pretty cool. The only negative thing is Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev, their entrance was cut off. They didn't have a
true shame.
They didn't have a WrestleMania entrance.
Absolute true shame. Imagine that being your debut WrestleMania if you're Dragon Lee or JD McDonough and you don't get an entrance. That I think that's sad. I really do. I know another negative for me is the time. I would have gladly taken another 10 minutes of this. I do think they were going from spot to spot for quite a lot of the match just because they were trying to get it all in. I still enjoyed it. Arguably the best match of the night, maybe apart from the main event. JD McDonough is the MVP of this match, taking a Mexican destroyer onto the ladder. Jesus Christ. That looked painful. I think he took a couple of other like bad moves as well. That OG cutter on Rusev from Javon Evans was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You say that Penta was the second best choice. In my opinion, I think he was the first best choice. I said going into this match that I wanted Penta to win. And the reason why I wanted Penta to win is because I've been loving what he's been doing with the IC title so much that I didn't really want it to be cut short. And I think him winning this match really cements his like dominance with the IC title at the moment, like Cero Miedo. And I really want to see what happens in the future with Penta and that IC belt. I think he could hold it for a good couple more months, and I would be absolutely fine with it. Javon Evans would have been nice, like like a nice little moment at WrestleMania. But the right choice, I think, is Penta.
Now going back to because bringing up the IC title, the women's IC title on Becky. I had something earlier and it came back to me. I think Becky is going to do for the women's title what the Miz did for it not too long ago. I think it's because the Miz brought it back to relevancy, like brought it back to being the workhorse title. And I think Becky Lynch has the ability to make it that again.
I think she 100% has the ability to do that. I think she did it last year. Like, one of the only reasons I care about the women's IC title is because of the work that Becky Lynch did with it last year. The gimmick that she had, the rivalry that she had with Lyra Valkyria, I thought was beautiful. The whole reason why AJ Lee was interested with the IC title was because of Becky Lynch. So I totally agree. And I think the more that she holds it this year, I think she can just really, really run with this championship. And I always associate the women's IC title with Becky Lynch just because of the work that she did with it.
So we move from the IC belt to the United States Championship belt. And the guy that won it, that's the positive thing about it. This match was garbage.
Like Trick's entrance with Lil Yachty, the fact that he won, great, love it all. The match was garbage. I agree.
I don't like, and Trick showed me a couple things. I was like, okay, you're an athlete. I get it. I'm okay with you being an athlete. His shtick is, again, we've had this conversation last week. His shtick is what gets me. I don't like his I don't know. I just don't like his gimmick. To me it's boring. It's a lot of people. I made a comparison for him to Mike's son and to Cody over the last couple of days because we were talking about it. And I don't want to give the comparison around you because I don't want to drag things out as like crazy far. And it's not a shot. I'm not trying to get you angry. I'm not trying to troll you specifically when I say this, but I feel like I'm going to catch all sorts of heat if this even touches anybody. He's the African American Von Wagner. Generic. He's just generic looking. That's where I'm at. It's the looks for me. It's the aesthetics. Maybe we can see his lemon pepper steppers come Tuesday.
Oh, dude, I think Trick Williams is the opposite of generic. I really do. I think he has got charisma oozing from every part of his body. I think Trick.
It's his gear. I'm still stuck on his gear, and I know I need to stop that. But to me, he's got boring gear. It's just plain white. He's wearing turf tape when he's not even anywhere near a football field. To me, it just doesn't. Aesthetically, it's not there for me. And I need to try to look past that and actually watch his performance. But it's kind of hard when he's wrestling a guy like Sami Zayn.
I was very proud of Trick Williams at WrestleMania. And the reason why I was, from a selfish point of view, the reason why I was proud of Trick was because I have literally been on the Trick Williams train since day dot. NXT 2.0 days. The minute I heard that man talk when he was hyping up Carmelo Hayes, I hadn't even seen him in the ring. The minute I heard him talk, I said to myself, that guy's going to be a star one day. That guy is going to be a star. I've not even seen him in the ring. And his ability to talk is going to take him to the top of this industry. He could live off his ability to sell a match. His charisma could drive him to the world championship, and he doesn't even have to get into the ring. He is a charisma machine. And then they give him the theme song, and then obviously they had the crowd doing the whoop that trick thing, and he's just cool, man. And then he went to TNA and he won the TNA World Title, and then he kind of developed a little bit of an edge, and it was like he. Because he was in TNA, like it gave him a bit of an opportunity to do a bit of work with some indie guys. I think it gave him the ability to maybe expand his work and his moveset. Trick Williams to me is the guy who I've looked at from day one, along with Obafemi. Like, because I was watching him on NXT Level Up when not a lot of people were watching Level Up. Who I turn to and say, I was calling him a future world champion like the first 2 weeks I saw him. So I'm very proud of him.
Okay. I mean, that's your guy, and that's fine. Like, I'm not going to yuck on Yums. I'm not sold on him.
And that's I mean, I'm not sold on Danhausen, dude. And you know what? Next year, I might be sat here saying Danhausen's the greatest thing since sliced bread. We all have the ability as wrestling fans to change our mind, and that's fine. Like, if you was to stay in your rut and not decide to cheer someone just for the sake of being awkward, then you're not a real fan of wrestling. Yeah. So if all of a sudden Trick Williams starts doing something for you, or like he changes his gear and you start liking his gear, or there's something about his gimmick that he does that you start liking, there is nothing wrong with you turning around and going, do you know what? Trick Williams is fucking dope.
I mean, I hope he does, because he's the only guy that I'm just stuck on as far as his ring gear. It just doesn't look right to me. Aesthetically, it's just not there.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about aesthetics. This next match had it.
Yeah. Okay.
The street fight between Dom and Finn was insane. Like, the aesthetics of it. Dom coming out in that being carried out on that big Mayan thing that he had. That was pretty dope with that mask on. All right, cool. You know, like, this is what Mania is supposed to be. It's supposed to be over the top entrances. Just, it gave me Triple H vibes at times, because Triple H always had that big production entrance.
Hell yeah, it did. Yeah, it did me as well. Like Mil Mascaras kind of vibes as well, because obviously he's the king of the luchadors. He's just absolutely flexing. He's the AAA mega champion. Like, I just thought it was so cool that he came out on that throne. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I thought it was so cool. Like Dirty Dom, La Sucio de los Sucios. I just think he's so funny. Like the way he just like trolls everyone, and everyone is just like eating into it. I love it.
Yeah. And then, of course, Demon Finn Balor, the demon, was his whole entrance. The only negative, and it's me nitpicking. I wish we wouldn't have been at an outdoor stadium. You know what I mean? I wish it would have been able to be dark.
I agree. And you know what? Like the light thing kind of pissed me off. But the other thing that kind of annoyed me about, I was saying this on the call with the people who was watching it with, I was like, I really wish that Finn Balor didn't have to crawl and stagger down a 75-yard ramp, because the longer the ramp entrance part of Finn Balor's demon character goes, the more ridiculous and less intimidating it looks.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of looks dumb. Like, by the time he gets to the ring, I'm like, oh, dude, if you crawled for like 75 yards, it's not intimidating anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? It works on like an NXT ramp, or like a normal pay-per-view, right? It doesn't work when you have to do it for 75 yards.
Now, what they should have done, like, had that, and then, you know how they were for Cody when he made his return where they brought him up from underneath.
Yeah.
They should have done that about 3/4 of the way down that ramp with Finn.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
And or something a little bit different than, I don't know. There's a lot that they could have done there, but who am I? I'm just a fan, right?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the match was great. Again, maybe like 5 minutes longer, but I thought it was cool. Again, this is one of those situations where it's a street fight. Can we please like brawl into the audience a little bit? You know, like
Yeah.
can we move away from ringside? It's a street fight. Like, come on. I mean, I know we had the weapons and everything, which I enjoyed, I appreciated, but you know what? You need a bit more scope when it's a hardcore style match. You want them to brawl into the crowd and jump off a balcony or some shit. You know,
Those kendo stick shots were insane.
they were.
They just sounded like they hurt.
They were. There was a point where one of them got hit in the head with a chair as well, and I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't know we were doing headshots now."
Is that a thing now? Maybe TKO. Wait.
Yeah, TKO is right. I thought he was TKO'd for a couple of minutes. There was a cool bit where the whole table spot in the corner. I thought that was cool, and then when the chair was propped up as well, that looked pretty brutal. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Dom once again proving why he's just bred for this business. Like, he's so young and he just gets it. He totally gets it from every aspect. And Finn, on his part, proving that why are we not pushing Finn Balor for the past 2 years? Like, he's so good.
Exactly.
Why are we not doing that? Sorry, like, why is he not like winning matches?
Because he's not 6'5" and 295 pounds.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But yeah, full on positives about them, but not many negatives apart from the time. I would have wanted a bit more and just a bit more crowd brawling. I know that's a bit nitpicky, but like, you know, that's what I like in my street fights. So, you know, say what you want.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat pretty much. So we'll move on to the next match, which it's what it was.
Boring. That's what it was.
It was boring. That's the only thing I can say about this match. After Jade hit the sandstorm on Rhea, Andrew, my son, my 13-year-old son, turns to me and he says, "Dad, Jade just did the one-winged angel better than Kenny Omega."
Oh no. Okay.
I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
If you say so.
I mean, that's a statement. That's the statement. I mean,
the imagination of a child.
and he's like, "Why are they calling it the sandstorm?" I'm like, "Because we don't have the WWE doesn't have the copyright to say one-winged angel."
Well,
The same fucking move.
yeah. It totally is. Yeah. But so here's the thing. I mean, it kind of makes sense that Jade does it, though, to be quite honest, because Kenny Omega really looked after the women's division in AEW, so maybe she picked it up from him.
Probably.
The one thing I'll say about this match, and it really infuriates me, the fact that Io Sky was literally relegated to a run-in or a side character for Rhea when she was the women's goddamn champion last year, and she probably had the match that saved Night 2 of WrestleMania. Really pisses me off. That Io Sky, probably for the past 12 months, has been consistently the best wrestler on any roster in WWE. Was relegated to not having a WrestleMania match. I thought that was ridiculous. Jade Cargill once again showing me. I know a lot of people are turning around and saying, "Oh, this is one of Jade's best matches that she's had in WWE," and it's like, yeah, well, I don't care. That doesn't mean it was a good match. That just means it was less shit than the other matches that she's had. That doesn't mean it was good. Like, shit is still shit. It's, at least it's not diarrhea, if you want to make that comparison. But I just think that Rhea winning was probably the right decision, because I just don't want to see Jade Cargill anywhere near the world title. I don't think she's ready. I never thought she was ready. Just because she's got muscles and she's kind of tall and she looks like Storm from X-Men, then doesn't mean she should be world champion. I'm sorry. No. Get away from the one good thing about this match was the counter at the end. I thought it was a beautiful counter from the Jaded into the Riptide. I thought that was cool as hell. But apart from that, I could have done without the whole match, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it was 10 minutes long, and I think it was about 2 minutes too long, or 8 minutes too long.
Yeah, 10 minutes long, about 9 minutes and 59 seconds too long.
Yeah. Well, I was giving them 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
You can tell a decent story in 2 minutes.
Give them 30 seconds. Turn it into a speed match.
And then we go into the main event of the weekend that lasted a half hour, told the greatest story of the weekend.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We could do a whole episode just on this match. That is how good this match was at the end. Yeah. My guy lost, but it had me feeling all sorts of different ways. When his body just collapsed because Roman took him to the Island of Relevancy, and I'm sorry, at the end of the whole thing, Roman has to have some sort of respect for CM Punk for doing what he did.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
because no one, and this is including Cody Rhodes, did to Roman what CM Punk did that night.
CM Punk made Roman Reigns look like $1 million that night, as if he needed to. He made him look amazing. He really did. And on the other side of that, Roman Reigns made CM Punk look really good as well. I think they really complemented each other. But this match needed to be as good as it was, just because the build-up was so good as well. If this match hadn't been as good as it was, like, people would have called it a flop. I think that these two guys went out having something to prove. Roman Reigns, obviously, people calling him a part-timer, people saying, oh, he's still not, he probably won't be as good as he was in his heyday in the Bloodline. CM Punk's first proper main event of WrestleMania, obviously he's going to want to prove something. And the build-up, they've seen how the rest of WrestleMania has gone, not received the best. I'm assuming, obviously, they know how it's been received. So they probably said to each other, we're going to go out and kill this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they did. Like, no notes. I thought it was great. I really did.
This was, in my opinion, the best main event we've had at a WrestleMania in the last 5 WrestleManias.
It's definitely up there. This and 40, very 1A, 1B for me.
See, I don't even think that Cody finishing the story touches this.
Okay.
Because it was overbooked. Like, there was just all those run-ins and all this and that. This, to me, was a showcase of the Immortals on Sunday. We saw these two guys, just two men in the middle of the ring, beating the absolute brakes off each other for 30 minutes, and the only reason Punk loses is because his body was too tired.
Yeah.
His body gave out on him. It's the only reason he lost that match.
And that's a great story as well. Like, it is. That bit reminded me of the. Do you know the? I mean, you've probably seen it. Like, it was from a good couple of years ago now. I think it was Okada was going for the one-legged angel, or he was going for like a buckshot or something against Omega, and the only reason he didn't hit it was because Kenny collapsed because he was so tired. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that it reminded me of that. Like literally, Kenny Omega just collapsed out of the way. Like it was cool as hell. I'm telling you right now, I'm saying this as a Roman. I am a Roman mark. I am. I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. And as I'm sat here, and I'm going to say this to everybody, what the fuck are you going to complain about now? I'm begging you to come at me and say, like, what is your complaints about Roman Reigns? Oh, he needs people's help to win. He won it by himself. Oh, he's part-time. He's not going to defend it. He said he's going to be full-time until SummerSlam. So what the fuck are you going to complain about now? Anyone who said like during that 4 years that he didn't defend the title as very much are people who usually forget that the fact that like through 2020 to like 2022, he defended it at least like once every 2 months. And then obviously like through 2023, 2024, like the whole point of the storyline was he was a box office star, and box office stars don't just show up to every SmackDown guy. Like, you know, like that's how it works. Like, I mean, even when he wasn't there, the Bloodline storyline was continuing. And now that all them complaints are out the window, Roman Reigns didn't have to have anyone to beat CM Punk. And he's now turned around and said he's going to be here for 5-6 months, like on a full-time basis. Watch all of the banger matches that he's going to have. And then you coming to tell me what have you got to complain about? Because if you do complain about something, then I'm sorry, I don't think you love this business. I really don't. I don't think you're a proper wrestling fan, because you're literally just being biased and complaining about something for the sake of complaining about it, just because you don't want to be wrong or you don't want to change your opinion on something.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And
a true wrestling fan, dude, and we literally just said this about Trick Williams and Danhausen. A true wrestling fan will change his mind if that person starts doing something entertaining. I don't find Danhausen entertaining, but if he starts doing things that make me laugh, I'm not going to pretend he's not funny for the sake of supporting my argument. I'll become a fan. I'll buy the t-shirts.
His thing, in talking about that, we've skipped over him. We skipped over the John Cena stuff because it wasn't a match, but I found the John Cena Night 2 stuff extremely funny and extremely entertaining. But I'm a Danhausen fan.
Yeah. And
I loved it when John Cena was, "Hey Mike, good to see you. Good to see you." And then he looks at Kit Wilson and goes, "And you are?"
Yeah.
And who are you? You know, like, and then of course Danhausen comes out with his mini Hausens.
The midgets. It's fine. It's fine to call them midget. They want to be called that.
They want to be called that.
Yeah, the midgets.
And so Danhausen's out there, and he goes, "And I have to talk to you, Mr. Cena." And he starts like saying, and he goes, "Danhausen's a big fan."
Dude, I'll say this: it's not the worst thing he's ever done. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought the midget thing was quite funny. Right,
I loved how he goes, "You can't see me," and like the firework, like the fog, the smoke went up, and then he's just like still standing there, and he's like, and he like runs out of the ring and dives underneath. It's like, okay, it's supposed to be B-side humor. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the B movie, like the horror movies from like the 60s kind of stuff, like the Tales from the Crypt kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's his whole gimmick. But I find them funny. And I think you and I came up with the idea last week of he needs to go around, since he wants the championship. He needs to go around to and find all the old ones, like the light heavyweight, like the 24/7 title, and and do that and just like find all the old ones and become the belt collector. I think that would be funny. I think it'd be hilarious.
But this is it, and this is my point. Like when it comes to someone like Danhausen, like again, if in 6 months' time, I'm a fan of him or I'm cheering for him, I don't want to hear anyone turn around to me and go, "Ha, I told you he was funny. I told you," and I'm like, "No, you didn't tell me anything. Like I've decided he's funny. Like he's doing something that I find entertaining now. You didn't tell me anything. I'd like when you found him funny, I didn't. Like
Well, then that's fair.
Yeah, and again, I'll link it back to Roman Reigns. If people are willing to turn around and go, actually, I quite like this run that Roman Reigns has had, even if you are the biggest Roman Reigns hater, good for you, dude. You're enjoying it and you get it. But if you are and you know people who will, I think we know people in the community that will. People will just hate on Roman Reigns because they don't want to change their mind because they're awkward, or they don't want to be seen as changing their mind about something because they feel like it's going against like their community, or like they're afraid that people will go, you said you didn't like him. It's like very disingenuous. And it's like, no, like I'm enjoying the product. It's not about enjoying like the guy, like anything. It's the product. It's the storyline that people invest. It's pro wrestling,
Yeah.
Like I enjoy Hogan at WrestleMania 1, 3, 5, even 8. I don't like Hogan at WrestleMania 9, 7, 4, and 2. And that's fine.
So
Don't know. Tangent, but
that's kind of our show for the week.
Hell yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Sean, the Alpha Wolf, Sean B, Matt the Duelist. We had a couple other people that I kind of ignored because of their comments in the section, so I'm not going to give them a shout out. Just kind of odd things that they were saying. But thank you. I mean, if you're still out there and you're one of the people, thanks for stopping by and giving us views and whatnot. I appreciate you. We're back full time now. We're gonna get back to Wednesday afternoons, and about this time actually, it's gonna be about 2:30.
Yeah, this is a special edition of. This is a special edition of the Friday one, just because I had like power problems on Wednesday, so we'll be back to the normal schedule.
We'll be back on Wednesday, and I think I have a list. I think I'm going to surprise Rhys with a list.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't want to hear anything about it. I'm excited then. Yeah,
we're gonna jump right back into the list of the Blood Feud list, and by the way, don't think I didn't catch what you said earlier about the Jacob and Drew being a Blood Feud.
Hey,
there you go. So Blood Feud would be a mainstream podcast if we just get Vince in here and maybe Sean so they can open mouth kiss. You're frozen. You are frozen. Anyway, I will just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up, and we'll see you next time.